Okay, this should be a fun one. Let's watch Barack Obama go from excited to devastated on the election. We start off with this totally genuine phone call to Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi, you're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election
This seems very real, doesn't it?
and into the Oval Office.
Oh, my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me. I'm looking forward to doing this with the two of you.
Pretty funny phone call overall, but it does make for a great introduction to my video. We move forward now a little bit to the Democrat National Convention.
Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you. The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Donald J. Trump.
I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
We'll pick it up here because he says something that in hindsight did not age too well.
That's how we can build a true Democratic majority.
A true Democratic majority. I do not think what happened on November 5th aligns with what Obama was thinking.
This election has changed the state of play in America. Decision Desk HQ projects the GOP has won a majority of seats in the next Senate.
Back now with major breaking news and a race call to announce this evening. Decision Desk HQ can now project that Republicans will keep control of the House of Representatives.
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
We also have won the popular vote. That was great. Very proud of that.
He continues on here.
And by the way, that does not just matter to the people in this country. The rest of the world is watching to see if we can actually pull this off.
There were some great election meltdowns from around the world as well.
Donald Trump has been elected the next president of the United States. What do people in the UK have to say?
I'm not overjoyed about it.
I feel like this is terrible, guys.
Why vote him in again? He's a criminal.
You know, NATO worldwide concerns clearly will ensue from all of this. Fears of authoritarianism from a man described as a fascist by those who worked most closely with him. How far will he go down the road towards authoritarianism, if indeed he does at all?
Okay, now we'll get to the campaign trail. Obama had some questionable comments about basically men.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've noticed this especially with some men who seem to think Trump's behavior, the bullying and the putting people down, is a sign of strength. I am here to tell you that is not what real strength is. Real strength is about working hard and carrying a heavy load without complaining.
Obama also had some comments more specifically for black men at some kind of campaign office here. These next few Obama clips may not be in exact order.
It makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. So now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down.
I really think these comments did a lot of damage to Obama's brand. Like, I don't know, he always sort of had an air of being cool, being chill. These comments are embarrassing.
That's not acceptable. we have not yet seen
Not acceptable.
the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it.
You have a problem with that, really, man. Look, I think Obama was a very bad president, but he still in culture has always maintained some level of coolness. The lecturing energy of this, man, that's like the least cool thing you could do. You got a problem with it. Who are you to say that? Yes, you're the president before, but who is anybody to say something like that? Many did not like these statements from Obama, including Stephen A. Smith.
Respectfully, President Obama, what you said is not acceptable. I'm going to say it again. Respectfully, what you said is not acceptable. Not to me, not to a host of black men out there. I'll tell you.
If you haven't noticed, I'm not black, but if someone's just told me like in such a lectury way how to vote, how to think, how do you think anybody is going to respond to that? It's so offensive. It's so ridiculous. Just, I'm disappointed. It's like lecturing from your dad, but it's not even your dad. It's a former president, some rich dude, just telling you, like basically begging you, trying to shame you into voting Democrat. Massive, massive mistake, I think, from Obama there. Now we head to Election Day itself. Obama released this video message.
Folks, this election is going to be close.
Is it though?
The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate.
In some states, just a handful of votes in every precinct could decide the winner. So you need to get out there and vote. So tell your family, talk to your neighbors, make a plan, go to the polls with your friends and vote.
At least this message, though, is not such a ridiculous lecture. Just saying, telling people to vote, even telling them who to vote for.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Okay, for post-election, Obama has not actually done that much media, although there is some, which will show. He released this the day after the election, a note on X. Now the results are in. We want to congratulate President Trump and Senator Vance on their victory, so that's nice. Overall, this note's not bad, but this is obviously not the outcome we had hoped for, given our profound disagreements with the Republican ticket on a whole host of issues. So not bad, but before we get to some recent, more critical comments from Obama, I wanted to include this moment from the Jimmy Carter funeral with Obama and Trump. It's kind of a nice moment. Yeah.
What exactly did they say to each other? The world wants to know what political rivals Donald Trump and Barack Obama were chatting about at Jimmy Carter's funeral. They sure looked friendly. They chuckled like old buddies. Trump even made Obama laugh. So what did they say? We enlisted the services of a court.
Kind of a lighthearted moment, but I think 99% of the relationship between Obama and Trump isn't like this, but still, I mean, 1 out of 100. Not bad. As I mentioned, Obama has not done that much media lately, but here he is fairly recently.
And I saw this even before the last election. I think people tend to think, democracy, rule of law, independent judiciary, freedom of the press, that's all abstract stuff because it's not affecting the price of eggs. Well, you know what? It's about to affect the price of eggs.
Oh, really? It's about to. How convenient. A lot of Democrat arguments, by the way, are about just something hypothetical going to happen perhaps in the future.
This is the first time I've been speaking publicly for a while. I've been watching a little bit. Let me just close this portion of my remarks by saying it is up to all of us to fix this. It's not going to be...
Final recent little clip here from Obama. Then I'm going to play an old clip just for fun.
And I say this not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country and what values do we stand for?
Now, if I had to guess, this was not the reason, but did America, the world, change forever because of this 2011 speech from Barack Obama?
And I know just the guy to do it. Donald Trump is here tonight. Now, I know that he's taken some flack lately, but no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
Remember Obama did that during that White House press correspondence? Here's we see Trump in the audience going, okay, motherfucker.
Look, it's kind of fun to imagine that in 2011, did Obama set off Trump so badly that he was like Joe said, okay, I'm going to run then. It's one of the more fun conspiracies, I guess you could call it. But anyway, with that said, I'll finish on this image because it's kind of funny. But with that said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I will see you in the next one.